Welcome back to Tribal Council once again, Anfang. You guys won the challenge prior to this one. Was hoping for you guys as the fans that you could keep that momentum up in this coming challenge. And not to say that it was a blowout, because at the start, you guys were neck and neck. You even were at one point ahead of the other tribe. It just came down to the last bit of that 24-hour span, where you probably all needed all hands on deck, and that just didn't happen. So that resulted in a loss after all of that time awake, energy spent. Not that I know what it feels like, but I've seen many tribes lose that challenge. So I know what it's like to see the reactions and how upsetting it can be for a tribe to put energy into that and lose. Let's start this tribal council off with somebody who I saw score a lot of points. Was around a lot of the time. So let's start the tribal council with Bria. How are you?
I don't know. I'm like really irritated. I I don't know. I just feel like that our tribe needs to stop sugarcoating stuff. I don't know. I already cried about this because I stayed up the whole time and stuff, and like then I had a power outage. I was really pissed off. Really sorry about that. But I wish that the tribe would like stop sugarcoating stuff and actually like pinpoint, I guess, who because like lately a couple of people have been the same people who are not really contributing to the tribe. You get what I'm saying? Like and I feel like we keep like sugarcoating like I'm not saying like let's be mean to them, no, but like I'm saying like maybe we should start encouraging people more to participate.
I don't mean to interrupt you because I know you get really butthurt when people do, but what people?
Well, you for one, you're definitely one of them that I personally feel like that hasn't really been doing anything. You haven't been doing nothing really like how you said you're going to eat, and you know a meal takes 9 to 10 hours to finish. But yeah, you're one.
Well, I went to bed.
After you ate?
Yeah.
Well, I figured that you would go to bed during a 24-hour challenge that we actually needed people to be up for. So you didn't mention anything about going to bed. So maybe shut the fuck up and don't interrupt me. So yeah.
Is this your moment?
It is my moment because I was talking. Sandy asked me the question. I didn't hear Sandy say Emma. I heard Sandy say Bria. So maybe shut the fuck up.
Wow.
Thank you. Anyways.
Emma, is the reason why you interjected there because she didn't name names, so did you feel like she was
I felt like she was
wanting to say your name but didn't?
And I feel like I was one of the people that didn't do as much in the challenge, but I've done a lot in past challenges. In the first challenge, I was 2 people. And then in the challenge after that, I was one of 5 people that was helping with the Google Doc and helping set things up. And because what?
And I'm sorry, it's just kind of a little bit laughable to me. So in the role of the Google Docs in the second challenge, what role did you do?
In the Google Doc challenge, I was there. I was present the entire time. I was helping people. I wrote down the names. I wrote down the seasons.
You wrote down stuff that we didn't need.
You had one line in the first challenge and you looked like shit while delivering it. And you had one line.
Babes, okay, first of all, you can't say no. See, this is just what it's hysterical. You can't say nobody looks like shit when in the first thing, Little Red Riding Hoe is what you were, baby, just because I was looking like, who was I again, Tiana? Nowhere was looking like shit, baby. That blue babe was overshining your whole entire performance, baby. So I don't know who you're talking to, but you didn't really do anything in the other challenge either. You gave stuff, yes, you did give stuff, but did we need it? You gave season names and we were talking about the intro videos. The only season names that you needed was the vet. And that's all that you really needed. And really, that wasn't really even used like that. So everything that you gave didn't do shit.
Can I interject? Because I don't want to say I'm blindsided. I know that there's tension on this tribe, especially after the last challenge, the lack of sleep. Do you think lack of sleep and frustration that hasn't been vocalized with one another is now surfacing here at Tribal Council?
She stayed up the entire night. She doesn't have a life otherwise. So she stayed up the whole entire night. So I would assume she is cranky.
I did more than you, first of all.
Why are we at
Do you want a cookie?
why are y'all attacking each other though?
Yeah, okay, that's a good
I mean,
point.
you're just
So,
saying I don't have a life. I obviously,
No,
I'm
but
just
why?
running you.
But why are?
I'm
But
you.
you know but everyone knows we're trying to like stay, like we're just being real with each other, right? We know that realistically, the faves are a big issue. Like if we're just being real, so we should try to stay united, and we've known that, even though there's tension, we've known that. So I feel like this is not it. Like
I mean, we can
I
be
get
united.
that, Bria. I get you're. I'm annoyed. And Emma, I love you, but like you are one of the people that didn't do a lot, and you acknowledged it. That's fine.
Yeah.
And no, and
Lives.
I'm not over here like trying to drag you. I'm just saying
Right.
there was a few people
She
that
is
didn't.
though.
Okay, I get that, but I'm just saying there's a
Babe,
few
you
people that
interrupted
didn't.
me.
There's a
Well,
few
there's
people
three
that
people that
Okay,
didn't do a
well,
lot.
I know, I get that. And I'm
But
just
you didn't
saying,
let me
as
finish
someone,
that. You interrupted me.
as someone who I did fall asleep for like, okay, I slept for 3 hours and I was exhausted and I was annoyed. And towards the end, when there was like 4 hours left, and I appreciate Brian, because I'm going to call you out in a good way. I appreciate that you said in my PMs, like, honestly, you're not giving up. And you're like, it's like really nice that you're trying to keep us going, because I was tagging everyone. I was tagging the whole tribe. Like, just come on. Like, if we, like, yeah, we're down 300 points, but if we get everything, there is literally a chance. And then people started to come, which was nice. But it's like, I get why Bria's frustrated 100%, like 1,000,000%. But in the same sense, we should not be attacking each other, because when that happens, then if there is a swap or something, it's a wrap in this bitch for us. That's all I'm saying. So why are we attacking each other? That's all
The
I'm
thing
saying.
is
I
that
think she's the one attacking.
thing-
I feel like you're attacking me, and I feel like you're like dehumanizing me and making me like less than you when I'm so much more than you. So I don't want to sit here. And I said in my confession, I was like, I'm not going to go on a tribal and be attacked.
Emma, do
Babe.
you feel, because one of the things Bria mentioned is you said you were going to go do something and then you either didn't do it. So if anything, because like maybe it wasn't your challenge to begin with, like even if you were around, maybe you wouldn't have scored any points. But being around is like half the battle in that challenge. If you were around,
right,
you're scoring nothing, like, or not as much. Like Devin, from the Jeff Hope's perspective, Devin was around a lot, didn't score a lot, but he was still around to give them that opportunity to try to get a point. So do you regret at least being like, hey guys, I ate, I'm not feeling well, or I just feel like I'm not going to be good. Maybe I can take a shift after I wake up or so. Do you just regret not
but it's Sandy,
that
I think,
with your tribe at that moment?
I think that's what it was, is she just like said she was going to eat and then never came back. Like maybe if you just said something, and I'm really not mad or trying to attack you. It's just like, I was just like, where the heck did Emma go? Like I thought she was eating. Like, I don't know.
It was like 12 in the morning when I said that, and I was tired because I had told Tony this. I woke up at 10 in the morning. Like I was really tired. I went to bed like, sorry. Like I'm a human that I sleep. I'm really sorry. And I woke up next
there was a 24-hour challenge.
Well, I feel like you're trying to, like, I'm just saying, like, I feel like you're kind of making a little like attitude. Like, I'm not giving you attitude. I'm not even mad at you.
I'm just trying to give you attitude either.
Okay, I'm just saying, I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad at you. I'm just like, where did Emma go? Like, so yeah, I see where Bria's coming from. That's all. But I'm not mad at you. I want to. Okay, you know what?
Emma, from again, my hosting vantage point, you were not the only one not present. Do you think because Alicia currently isn't here, Goldie currently isn't here, that you're one of the only ones to take that brunt right now?
Exactly. And I feel like I'm the only person to take that brunt. And I feel like out of those three people,
story.
Girl,
Sandy,
same old wig.
Yeah, bro.
Sandy, let me go ahead and tell you something. The reason why it went to Emma, because when I was talking, the bitch didn't let me finish.
Well, there's no one else you could have called out.
So if you're gonna talk, then it's gonna go on you. Because
there's only one person that could be dedicated towards if there's no one else here for you.
I mean, it was dedicated towards multiple people, but since you wanted to talk, it came to you.
Well,
I mean,
you're
one of the people that were the people.
There was no one else that was
I'm glad you
be
acknowledged it, because I mean, quite frankly, you really suck at this fucking game. If I'm being real honest with you, you really suck at the challenges too, because you don't I feel like you hold yourself at this very high standard that I don't know from the looks of it that you should.
I think you should start holding yourself at some standards.
Oh, baby, I hold myself a lot. That's why my bank account is bigger than yours. So, like I was saying,
so the rest of you.
I don't understand why y'all.
Okay,
are
I'm gonna move on from this.
You came in here, you came to this game, your thing was you want a man to carry you. I don't think a man's gonna be able to carry you.
I don't think a man could carry you.
Ladies,
I don't think a man
ladies,
could
ladies,
carry you
ladies,
at all. And I'm just saying that you're coming in for a man. You're not looking for shit other than what? Somebody to bring you around.
You are a horrible person.
Because you suck.
Let Andy talk. You're talking over him.
Ladies.
This was so unnecessary.
I don't hear anything with this I have to say.
There's so much, like you guys there's a lot being said between the two of you, but there is so much being said amongst the tribe, and they're not even speaking right now.
I'm just saying, Sandy, it's like we're talking about tribe unity, but how can we be united if a stupid ass bitch wants to just go ahead and go to sleep without telling somebody?
How are we going to be united when
like,
you're
it's just
saying
like
names?
We're not. Yeah, I'm not saying names because people need to be talked to
Zoom
about.
call right now.
Brian,
yeah, because people need to be talked to about.
I want to move the tribe council along. You guys, I'll like after I get questions out, I promise you, I will give the microphone to whoever wants some last licks. I promise you. But Brian, you had a lot going on here during this. From your perspective as somebody who did stay up during this challenge and has been a vocal part of this tribe here at Tribal Council, what is going on? Is this helping? Do people have points?
I think Bria came in not wanting to sugarcoat things anymore and really address them. So it came from a really good intention, but sometimes I think what really sparked the fire was Emma realized she's one of the people who could be identified as did not stay up, did not contribute as much, and she ended up interrupting Bria. And I also don't like being interrupted, so things went haywire. And sometimes in the push and pull of fights, there are things that you can never take back, and you have to stand up for yourself. Now, to address your question, is this really helping? I think we lost the part where we wanted to address this, and it became a verbal skirmish instead of really wanting to address this. That's what I'm seeing. If we want to just talk it out and really address how we want to make this better in the future, then yeah, that would be helpful. But if we start calling each other hoes or you're too heavy to be carried by a man, like these things, I don't think they're helpful. But wanting to really talk out how to move forward, that part is helpful.
Thank you, Brian. Kennedy, how do we turn this tribal council around from your perspective?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm really thrown off because this today has seemed so quiet on my end. Like I didn't really hear a lot of arguing. I only really heard one name. There wasn't a lot given to me. So all of a sudden, like being loud at tribal, I think it's kind of a thing. Like you're loud before everyone has a plan, so you're kind of quiet at tribal. You know what's going on. But if you don't have that plan, if you don't have that like stability of what's going on, everybody's going to be a little on edge and you're going to get these loud tribals. I heard one name. I talked around to people. I think the general feel is that they've also heard that one name. I don't think I'm never one who's going to agree with like personal attacks and things. I understand it. But I definitely think there are other ways to handle things, especially when there's been one name that we can kind of stick on and then work towards the next thing, kind of sticking together and working towards what's coming up. We've all heard maybe there's a swap coming up. Maybe there's this coming up. Like this is exactly the time when we need to be strong together and staying together. And I just feel like the whole point of that comp is to push our teamwork as much as it possibly can. And I think that is exactly what Prod wanted to happen, is for things to kind of fall out and a little bit of arguing here and there. And I think because we were put in that stressful position that they knew was going to happen, why not just push back and say, this is fine. We've had rocky things, whatever. It's totally normal for people to not get along. It's all strategic. It's a game. We're not going to all get along. But I definitely think that like, you've heard the name. There's no reason to like stir things, I guess. I don't know. That's just me. I think we got to stay as strong together as we can because we might be going into a swap. And hey, if we do go into a swap, maybe you won't be with the person you don't like. And maybe that's okay. But right now, we got to focus on like getting past this one tribal. It's a little crazy.
Thank you, Kennedy.
Thank you.
Charlie,
Hey, Sandy.
how are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm very entertained right now. I was
know.
not expecting all this.
What's going on through your mind? Like, I almost didn't expect this going on. So, like, all my tribal council questions that I had intended are like out the window right now. Like, what's going on through your head right now?
I think a lot of things that were just said did not need to be said. I think I agree with Kennedy said with the one name. I don't think the two people that were just fighting, I don't think they're going home. So it's going to be interesting to see how this tribe moves forward.
Were you expecting that? Like, was there any previous tension between Emma and Bria where it was like, oh, okay, that wedge is being open like a crack right now, or is this like complete blindside?
I could see the conversation of Bria telling Emma that she needs to do more in the challenges happening. I did not know it would be a huge fight like that. I did not think all that was going to happen, no.
Best of luck in the vote, Charlie.
Thank you.
Tony, Tribal Council is already a stressful place. Nobody wants to be here. If you guys could avoid getting rid of somebody, I know you would. Does the situation that just occurred as soon as Tribal Council started, does that add like an extra layer of what the fuck?
No. I mean, look, I get it. And I think, honestly, out of all of that, the most useful thing that we can take away from it was the sense of communication, because we all have limits. We've all got responsibilities. We've all got breaking points. And no offense, I love you, Sandy, but I don't want this game to like directly affect someone's mental or physical health in a negative way. I mean, I feel like Emma was in her right to kind of step away from that thing, but I feel like at the same time, Emma disappearing and then not coming back until the next morning when she did show up, like almost everybody, not talking about Lauren, obviously. Lauren, great example of someone who clearly communicated what their limits were, what they needed, and then getting that from the tribe. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she kind of moved it away, but like everybody showed up for whenever they could show up. But like, similar to the first challenge, I was pretty frustrated with a lot of people who would disappear for periods of time, and I wouldn't know how to get in touch with them or find them, and freaking out if we were going to be able to have the materials and stuff like that. Like, and it's just challenges now, which are important because we have to vote people out, which sucks. But at the same time, you know, going forward in the game, when we get to the next level, and I agree with Devin, there's a monster that we haven't met yet on the other side of the island that we're going to need to be ready to face as a group. So the communication piece becomes very important at that point, because if people stop communicating when we're talking about the game, then that's going to be troubling. So, I mean, I'm sorry that I like Bria, I like Emma. I hate to see the two of them saying mean things. Both of those things, the mean things they were saying about one another, hurt me. Like, I don't like to hear it. I mean, obviously they're both incredible television. They should go on actual television shows. Like, they would shown me in this moment that would be a show that would be appointment television for me. Either one of them, both of them, put them on a rival season together, whatever. But, you know, I agree that communication and effort is important and needs to step up, like, all the way around. And that just communication is such a big part of what can make us successful as a group. Can
I say something?
That's what I think.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Devin.
please.
Thank you, Tony.
Okay, I think that what was just said was necessary, but in the same sense, like Tony said, there's like a monster waiting for us. It's like they are going, the beef that just happened was so unnecessary in my opinion. And like moving forward, let's say we do swap and them two are on a tribe, and we know in our hearts, personal feelings aside, that like the favorites are an issue. So like, say they're on a tribe together, all it takes is them finding out about this fight happening and they go to Bria or they go to Emma and say, you don't like that bitch anyway, let's get her out. Like, that's all it takes to get their knife in the wedge. And that's like, I can't express how, like, what just happened, like, low-key terrifies me, because now moving forward, I don't want to be like, oh, it's over. But it's like, why did that just happen? Why did it need to happen to that level? And now moving forward, there's always going to be like what just happened and was said can't just like be taken back.
Thank you, Devin.
Thanks. And I like to hear myself talk, so thank you.
Deshaun.
Hey.
Do you think that maybe some of these concerns that were voiced at this tribal council could have been, like, the key word sort of tonight's communication, could have been communicated after the loss or whilst the concerns were being, like, discussed at the time? Do you think, like, any time before tribal that maybe you guys could have voiced these concerns?
I mean, they could have been talked about before, but again, like, I can't really speak for everybody because Bria's been up majority of the time because she's tired. So she probably didn't have the time or the energy to have that conversation right now versus somebody who was more well-rested. They had the time and the opportunity to want to voice their opinion, you know? Like, again, I take accountability for everything that I did. Like, I feel like even though I was there, I wasn't there as much as I should have been. But even when I couldn't be there, like, I was at dinner with my family, stuff like that, like, I was at the table still trying.
So you feel like you put effort into the challenge enough to, because, like, earlier people were like, there's one name, stick to the name. Do you feel comfortable that that's not you?
I still feel like stick to the name. Like I said, united, and that's why I didn't like that Emma and Bria were fighting, because, like, if there is a merger or a swap, and if it's us three on the tribe, like, it's going to be easier for them to, like, pick us up one by one. So we do have to stay united so we can get it further down in the game. You know what I mean? So I think that after this, you guys should, like, speak, like, one-on-one, not even in the tribe chat, just, like, by yourself.
Thank you, Deshaun.
No, can I know I like to talk. Can I say one more thing?
Of course.
Like, I genuinely know that they both are going to be like, no. But, like, seriously, a conversation would not be the worst, because if you can put your personal feelings aside and look at what's best for you and for the tribe as a whole, you will realize, like if I want to win this game, let me deal with this bitch for a few rounds, like that type of thing. I feel like it would not be worst case scenario, like sincerely. And I know I like to talk, so I just hope other people agree with what I'm saying when I'm saying this, but that's the way I view it. That's all.
Yeah, I'm just going to address what Devin's concern was, because Devin's concern was what happens if we get into a merge or a swap situation. Like, to me, I come from an environment that is always about teamwork and collaboration, and I view this group of people as a family. Sometimes people fight, but when families fight, they don't need to air the dirty laundry to other people. If we get in a merge situation or a swap situation, I'm really hoping, as a way of looking out for other people, we don't invite the favorites into the controversy of it all. We don't just be like, oh, those people are coming after each other. Like, that's not helpful. Like, let's really focus on this group getting far.
Exactly that.
Thank you, Brian. Lauren, you've been sitting here at the top of my screen. You've just been sitting there like, I wasn't in the challenge. I'm not involved in this drama. Nobody look at me. Like, what's going through your head?
Well, I'm kind of glad I sat out because I literally had no time because of work and stuff. And I have a cold, so. But I'm pretty nervous to be here. I don't know.
Why, if they're saying it's one name, are you nervous because the name is you?
No, no, I don't know. It's just been very quiet today. So, like, I don't know. When it's quiet, it makes me very nervous.
It's either quiet because some shit is going down, or quiet because you all are on the same page and there's no need to beat a dead horse, right?
Right.
What are you basing your vote on tonight?
Trying to, vote the same way that everyone else has told me that they're voting. So
majority, best for the team. Yeah. Okay. Everybody here has been asked a question. I'm going to give the floor to Miss Bria right now.
Okay, so I heard everybody out, and I think all you are 100% correct. And I do feel like maybe a conversation could be had with Emma.
All right. One by one, you guys can head to your Discord confessionals, type the name of the person you are voting out. Once votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to be tribal council area immediately. If anyone is in possession of a hidden immunity idol or gain power, it's time to play it right now or forever hold your peace. I'll read the votes. First vote, Alicia. That is 1 vote for Alicia. Goldie. And it's 1 vote, Alicia, 1 vote for Goldie. Goldie. Goldie, that's 3 votes, Goldie, 1 vote, Alicia. Goldie. We're at 4 for Goldie, 1 for Alicia. Goldie. We're at 5 for Goldie, 1 vote for Alicia. The third person voted out by Survivor, Black Forest. Goldie. Goldie, tonight 6 votes is enough. I know you've been dealing with this sickness. Thank you for at least being in touch with production, letting us know, updating us, getting us your confessionals, trying to help your tribe out, at least being in communication with them. You've put in your work. Unfortunately, with this caliber of a cast, it wasn't enough. Fortunately, Miss Goldie, the tribe has spoken. It's time for you to go.
Kayla, I hope you get better. We love you.
Yeah, for real. If you watch this, Kayla, like message me and let me know how you are, because you
Yeah.
are genuinely really sweet.
Yeah.
And
just-
I literally do love you. You're really sweet, and how sick you were made me low key sad. So yeah, I hope you get better.
Just like know, at least what I've heard, people aren't voting you out because, oh, you're sick and you can't defend yourself. It's you need to focus on taking care of yourself, and this is taking time away from that. No one, at least what I've heard, wants you to go because you're sick and we're kicking you while you're down. We really want you to take care of yourself.
I think it's from everyone, it's sincerely genuine. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Goldie, you're a great lady. Clearly, from this flattery and a well send off, you've made a great impact on your tribe. We thank you and welcome to the iSurv1vor family. And you guys can head back to camp.